Go on, admit it. How many of you have spent time in meetings when you found yourself losing the will to live, or contemplating what life might be like as a Mongolian chicken farmer? Or maybe that's just me. Meetings, we all have them, every week, every day, but how useful are they really? Are you spending your life in non-productive meetings? Well, now is the time to stop. I want to introduce you to our 8 Value Building Behaviours, a set of communication tools to help you to be more effective in meetings and have better conversations to ensure that your people are engaged, on board and committed to delivering clear outputs that derive from every single meeting or conversation you have. No more sitting and contemplating your navel and wishing this was over. Our 8 Value Building Behaviours are one of the bedrocks of our leadership philosophy at Morgan James Consulting, and they're a proven method for generating highly productive and meaningful meetings or discussions with your team members and your clients. These are our magnificent 8. Number 1 is clarify and contract. Number 2, actively listen and observe. Number 3, ask open questions. Number 4, show support. Number 5 is use challenge constructively. Number 6 is summarize. Number 7 is taking time out. And number 8 is using feedback and review to continually improve the quality of the conversation. In this video, we're going to run through how each of these 8 behaviours can be used to clarify what you mean and how they can be used to make sure you never sit in a meeting or have a conversation with colleagues or clients or suppliers that's a complete waste of time. So number 1, clarify and contract. How many times have you attended a meeting with no understanding of its purpose or indeed why you've been invited? Of critical importance is clarifying the reason for the meeting and the output to which you and those in the room collectively want to achieve. Those who've been invited should be given the context and the expectation of their contribution. The contracting element of this should happen at the end of each meeting. Each attendee needs to contract what they've agreed to do and what actions they'll take and by when, so that every individual there understands their responsibilities and how they'll work towards united outputs. Value building behaviour number 2 is active listening and observing. Yes, you might be nodding, but are you genuinely listening, or are you just rehearsing your next contribution to the conversation? Or are you just waiting for when you can start talking again? Dedicate yourself purely to listening and making sure that you're really receiving and processing what's been said by others. And remember, actions speak louder than words. What's the body language of those in the room telling you about their thoughts and feelings and how engaged they really are? Are they energized? Are they focused? Are they actually paying attention? Or are people playing on their phones or checking emails and just desperate to get out of the room? Value building behaviour number 3 is asking open questions. You'll know these: who, what, when, where, why, and how. The 6 most powerful words in the English language when it comes to getting worthwhile and meaningful answers from meeting participants. Don't lead the witnesses to get the answers that you know you want or you think are correct through asking questions that just lead to yes or no answers. Open questions create a blank canvas for insights and opinion. They can be used to challenge those being asked the question to truly think about their responses and to dive deeper into their own thinking. Value building behaviour number 4 is support. Support is vital to keep participants engaged and enthused during the meeting, to make sure that they feel listened to, heard and valued. Where appropriate, make sure you acknowledge verbally what you value and admire in other meeting attendees' thoughts and their opinions and their work. This will open the door to enable you to use value building behaviour number 5, constructive challenge. This helps the whole team to think through their ideas and plans and to improve upon them. This is the partner to support, and it creates an environment where your colleagues feel acknowledged and supported whilst creating the conditions for challenge to be accepted when it's used appropriately. Just don't be afraid to push back or to invite people to think more about an issue in detail and explore new ideas to go deeper into any topic, encouraging them to improve upon their own performance and the performance of the team. Value building behaviour number 6 is summarising. Where are we up to with this meeting? Have I really understood what you've said or what we've agreed? What have we covered? Who is taking responsibility and for what, and what is left to discuss? If we take stock and summarise at regular intervals, I would suggest every 10 minutes. That enables every individual to capture key actions and to recognise the gaps in understanding that they may have. Value building behaviour number 7 is taking time out. Sometimes we just need to take a step back. This might be because we've reached an area of disagreement without resolution, or maybe we've gone completely off track and the energy has died in the meeting. Let's take a time out, step away from the meeting, go for a walk, even get a coffee, and then come back 10 minutes later refreshed with a new point of view and a new starting point. Or even if we just take 2 minutes to get people to summarise what they've understood so that we can find out what are the holes in their understanding and give those who are losing the focus the opportunity to play catch up. And finally, value building behaviour number 8 is review and feedback. Let's end our meeting by reflecting on the quality of what we've just achieved and committing to continuous improvement around how we work together and how to achieve exceptional communication every time. In order to increase your productivity in meetings, teams have to build trust and provide concise and honest feedback. Who in the meeting is speaking just for the sake of hearing their own voice? Who is hijacking the agenda for their own purpose, and whose voice is not being heard because the extroverts have taken over? It's only through honest review and feedback that we can improve the quality of our discussions and stay focused on the outputs that we agreed at the outset. Check with your team at the end of the next meeting, what have we agreed, what actions have come from the meeting, and who are they assigned to? Also, really important, what deadlines are in place? What could we do to improve the quality of our communication for the next session? A successful meeting should end with everyone aligned when it comes to decisions, actions and timescales for the delivery of those actions. So there you have it. That's our 8 value building behaviours. Which ones are you using well? Which ones do you need to get better at? Or which ones do you need to start using? When getting to grips with the value building behaviours, I would recommend that you write them down at the front of your notepad or download the value building behaviour flashcard from our website, morganjamesconsulting.co.uk, and use it to refer back to during the course of every meeting. Not only will your conversations be more engaging and interesting, you'll waste less time, make better decisions, drive higher performance, and ensure that everyone is aligned and clear about what's been agreed and why. I hope you find that they improve your communication in your team and that you enjoy using them.